Hey guys, Colorado Dave here. It's been a little while. I haven't been able to do a video here for a couple weeks, so my apologies. I've been wanting to try to put stuff out more frequently than that, but it's just been a busy season. So anyway, just wanted to touch base with you guys. I'm actually bringing out my, what am I trying to say? This is my Spyderco Salt 2, and the reason I'm talking to you guys about it is the original video I did on this was when it had the original colors. I've changed the scales on this. I dyed them. And I dyed them a racing red is the color that I dyed my scales. And now, according to what you see on video from the video I made, and I probably sounded kind of stupid because I kept referring to it as black, and it does look 100% black when you see the knife in person. But if you don't see the knife in person and you only see you see it underneath a certain lighting, it will look burgundy. It'll look like a real deep dark burgundy, and it's actually beautiful. I like it black too. It's fine. There's no issue with it being black, but it's just interesting that I was sitting here doing my first video, and the whole time I was talking about how it was black. And then I went back and looked at the video later after one of you guys commented on it and said, "Hey, you know what? That's burgundy. I don't think it is black." And I went and watched the video because I never went back and watched it before I posted it. And so anyway, long and short, I looked at it and it looked totally burgundy in the video, and I'm like, oh man, I must sound crazy because I'm sitting there referring to it as black throughout the whole video. So anyway, I just wanted to clarify a little bit to you guys what had happened and why that went off that way. And then kind of talk to you about the knife a little bit and give you my thoughts after I've had a chance to carry it for a little while. Because now at this point, I've probably carried it for about a month, and I can appreciate it a little bit more and share some of my thoughts with you. So that's kind of where I was going with this today. So hopefully that sounds good to you guys, and we can get into it here. But again, with the color, you can call it black, you can call it burgundy. I can just tell you in person it looks black 90% of the time. There was a storm that came through the other night. I was sitting out on my patio and the colors got weird in the sky, and all of a sudden I looked down at my knife and it looked burgundy. And so it definitely has kind of this inner color to it, which is kind of cool. But anyway, so that's the deal with that. Since we're talking about scales and we're talking about handles, I'm going to get right into the one issue that I've had with the knife negatively, and then I'm going to go ahead and get into all the positives. And the only reason is it's staring me in the face, and I'd rather just talk about it now and then move past it because this is an awesome knife. I'll tell you that to begin with. This is definitely an awesome knife. The only issue I've run into, the only thing that I can say, this is the first time, FRN, I don't really buy any FRN frame products. The only other FRN product that I've ever owned from Spyderco would be their Stage 5 Lightweight, or anybody else for that matter. I'm not a FRN guy. And so I was a little hesitant on buying this knife for that reason, except that I love the steel, the LC200N. So that kind of convinced me to go this direction, and I'm glad I did because I really like the knife, and it's unique, and it's something different than what I have in my collection. And I shouldn't say collection as a user, because I'm an enthusiast more than a collector. I was a collector before. I've sold off a big chunk of my collection. Now I just think I'm an enthusiast, and I'm going to share with you the knives that I do have, and I'm going to share my experience, that I have with those knives with you as well. So that's kind of how I'm looking at all this. And if you guys have different thoughts, please make comments below. If you got a different direction you think I should go in, I'm listening. I'm learning every day, and I appreciate those of you who have subscribed, and I do appreciate the positive comments that you guys have given me down below, and just thank you guys for that. And I feel like things are building a little bit on the channel, and it gets me excited to keep going. So thank you guys for all of that. Anyway, let's keep going here. So getting back to the handles, the one issue that's looking me in the face, I don't know if you can see this on the camera very well or not, but if you look at the pivot screw, it's already getting discolored, and it's already peeling as far as the coating that they put on the hardware. And it's doing it on this screw, and it's doing it on this one a little bit as well. I have not called Spyderco yet. I've had the knife, less than a month. And but I will reach out to him sooner than later. I know I need to reach out to him, to be honest. It's on my to-do list, and I just haven't gotten it done. But I'm going to call them and ask them if they'll do anything. I'm hoping they'll just send me some new hardware. That would be awesome, but I don't know. I know I've also been told they've been difficult to deal with on warranties, and I've owned a lot of Spyderco knives over the years, and I've never tested my warranty because I've never had to. So anyway, we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys informed, and we'll talk about it as it develops. So anyway, but that's the only thing that I'm down on a little bit, is that the hardware was already kind of wearing out. And I carry this knife, but I don't carry it like every day. I've been fishing a lot lately, and when I go out fishing, I always bring it with me. I do carry it with my shorts. When I'm wearing shorts, I've been carrying it a little bit with my shorts. I would say probably 50% of my carry when I wear shorts. Anyway, this is it's still a great knife. It's got a great handle. I do like it. It's very grippy. It's very, very grippy. It's not going anywhere, your hand in this thing. You got the jimping up here as well. Your thumb's not going anywhere anyway because you got that spidey hole that's holding you back. It's just very comfortable. It's very comfortable in hand. I consider myself to have large hands, but skinny, and I can still feel comfortable with this knife. You know, it's tight, but you know what? It's comfortable, and I can definitely make it work. But what I really, really, really like about it is the steel. The steel is the big to-do for me. Actually, before I go there, though, let's look at the pocket clip. There's not really a lot to say about the pocket clip. From what I understand, it is 100% titanium, so it will not rust, which is nice. So it's corrosion resistant as well, which is a big deal. But again, I think they put a coating on it. You can tell I've carried it a little bit, but I haven't carried it enough to scuff it up or do anything. But eventually this is going to get scuffed up, I'm assuming, just from carrying it, which is fine. I bought this knife as a user. Like I said, I'm an enthusiast, so I do use my knives, and more than I am a collector. So anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it for now. But this carry, as far as on the knife as well, you can carry this tip up or tip down. You can see that they offer it both ways, and then it's also left or right-handed, you know, which is nice. But the hardware on this side, there's no issues. I've had no issues whatsoever. Everything looks clean, looks fine. It was just on the other side over here for whatever reason. And it's a little disappointing, but I will deal with it. I'll ask them. I don't know that they're going to do anything, and if they don't, I'll probably just leave them alone, or potentially at some point I could change them out and put some colored ones in there if there's something, you know, on the secondary market. I don't know. I don't know if they have anything made. They probably don't because it's not that popular of a knife yet, but who knows? I could look into it. If it's the same size screws as the Delica, you know, I might be in luck because I could probably find something out there in the Delica world. So who knows? We'll see. I'll look into it down the road. If I find anything, I'll let you guys know as well. But for now, that's what that's all about. So getting to the blade, that's the main reason that I bought this knife. Is I wanted something that I could take fishing. I wanted something that I could take camping, go down to the river and, you know, clean up after I'm done cooking dinner and not worry about it getting wet. You know, just being able to get as wet as I want. If I can't clean it properly, that's okay. Who cares? I wanted something that I didn't have to worry about rusting. And this knife is definitely that knife. I ski. I want to be able to bring it with me when I go skiing. I do carry a knife when I go skiing, and a lot of times that can be an issue because I sweat. You know, inside my jacket and everything, I get hot sometimes when I start skiing bumps or I'm just skiing hard. I do sweat, and so, you know, it's going to create moisture. So there's going to be moisture underneath my outfit if I'm wearing it underneath my clothes, which is where I keep it. So the other thing is if I drop it in the snow, I mean, obviously that's going to get it wet and things can get inside the components and whatnot. So, you know, that could be a concern. But with this knife, no concern at all. This will definitely be the knife I start bringing with me in the wintertime as well. You also have the plastic here, so it's not going to get cold or anything weird's going to happen with it. I guess it could get cold a little bit, but less so than metal. Anyway, I think this is going to be awesome in the wintertime as well. But the knife, the thing that I like about it with the steel on this knife is, this is a lockback, by the way. I am playing with it here a little bit. It is a lockback lock, so that's the type of locking mechanism. Very, very, very strong. It's not going anywhere side to side. There's no play. There's no nothing. Very, very tight knife. It's in there very tight. It's not going anywhere. But this is a lockback, which is not something that I've only dealt with a couple times in my life ever, you know, because I just haven't had that many knives that are that way. I know I had a Buck 110, I want to say, at one point years ago. Anyway, I haven't dealt with lockbacks a whole lot, and that's one of the other reasons I wanted this knife, is I kind of wanted one because I hadn't had one, and just to kind of bring me up to par with that world. Ooh, that was pretty lame, wasn't it? That was my Spidey flicker attempt at one, but usually I can Spidey flick it pretty easy, but I'm struggling with it today. But that's because I'm under the camera, I guess. We'll try it one more time because now I'm feeling like I need to do this because this is something I kind of do a lot, and it's not a big deal usually. There you go. That's a little better. But anyway, you can Spidey flick it, you can thumb flick it, you can open it a lot of ways. The close is a little different when you got the lock back. You can see how that works. But But really, really, really nice knife. This knife is crazy, crazy, crazy light. I don't even remember, and I should know what it weighs, but I do have a scale here, so we're gonna go ahead and just scale it just because I can. And I didn't really plan this ahead of time, guys, so bear with me. I'm fumbling here a little bit. But let's go ahead and see what this thing weighs. I forget what it is, but I know it's light. I guess I can leave it open, it's not gonna matter. Oh, what's that telling me? 1.89, yeah, it's 1.9, I think is what it says as far as the spec. So it's like 1.895. Very, very, very light knife. This is under 2 ounces. So great, great carry with shorts too. You know, it's a really good carry with shorts. I have been carrying it. I've been wearing it with shorts. And I've been using it for fishing. Those are my main purposes that I've been using the knife for. And I played around with it in the kitchen slightly. It's held up pretty well. I do have one minor scratch. If you look at it just the right angle, there's a little scratch that goes with the grain of the knife and the way that they ground it. But there's a little scratch in there, and it's I don't even know how I got it. I don't know if I did it when I was cutting I did a bunch of cardboard the other day with it. This thing cut great with cardboard. It's really slicey. I put my edge on it, and it's slicey, and I love it. You know, it's got I think, I don't know what to compare it to. I don't know if there is a knife to compare it to. I was going to try to compare it to another edge or another knife that I would compare it to, but it's just really slicey, and it's really nice to use. Because it's a lockback, sometimes I don't always pick it up. But I find myself picking it up more times than not because I love the actual performance of the knife. And so I've been picking it up a lot. And in doing so, I've found that, wow, this is just, it feels great. You know, the second you got the knife opened up, oh, it just feels awesome. It opens up. It's got some action on the open. You know, the close is something that's pretty basic. And so it's only so exciting, but that's okay. Because of the rest of the knife and the performance of the knife is something special. It really, really is. And I do believe if you haven't experienced a lockback, and I would go to Spyderco because I think they just do a great job. And I would get something like this, or get a Delica, or get a native 5, or get whatever, any of these lockbacks that are out there. They got a whole series of them. There's a ton of them out there. Try whatever looks fun to you, but try one, because if you really want to be part of this knife community and understand, knives better, you need to understand all the different locking mechanisms. You gotta put it in hand. You gotta play with it, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do with this knife. And I've been very, very happy with it, and I'm glad I got it because it was a different buy than I normally would make, as far as my pocket knives go. And so I was a little hesitant, but again, what got me really, really excited was the blade, and I have not been disappointed. And it's not just the steel. I like the shape of the blade. If you can see the shape of that blade, it's very unique. It's got like a sheep's foot feeling to it more than it does a drop point, but it's like kind of something in between. I don't know. It's unique. It's definitely unique. It's a flat grind all the way through from top to bottom. But it cuts really nice, guys. I'm telling you. It also works really well on stupid stuff like opening my mail and stuff like that because I've used it for that as well, and it's actually really good at that too. So it's a good EDC, as well as it's great for those specialty items too, like I'm talking about with the skiing, the camping, the fishing, any of those water sports, anything obviously that you do in the salt water. I live in Colorado, so I don't think about salt water that much because I'm kind of in the middle of the country, but I would say that if I live near a beach, it would be a no-brainer. You'd have to have this in your collection. It would be a no-brainer not to, because of the fact that, you don't have to worry about it. You just don't have to worry about it. As far as corrosion, how awesome is that? That's pretty damn cool. But love the knife. I'm glad I dyed it. I just was not into the green. I couldn't make the green work. That's why I dyed it. No regrets at all. Love the way that it looks. Like I said, this is going to be a user. It'll probably get a little bit more beat up over time. But for now, it's still in great shape, and it's a lot of fun. As it's still new to me, it's a lot of fun. And I'll continue to share stuff with you as I learn more. But if you have any questions or comments, you want to know anything, I'll be happy to get back to you guys. Just leave the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to me, please do consider it. I really need the help in getting the channel going, so do consider it. And again, thanks for watching today if this is your first time. And if it's not your first time, thanks for coming back, because I guess I did something right if you came back and at least watched the second one, huh? But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. I'm rambling again, but I do appreciate your time. This is Colorado Dave signing off. We'll talk to you later. And this is Knives in Our Lives. Sorry, guys.